welcome to this unusual update from me. I'm Sam, and before this shitty year ends, I wanted to try something different. First thing, let's everybody laugh to my macaronic English. I wanted to share with you the reference books that I use for my historical drawings. Historical subjects are something that inspires me a lot. So I always try to focus on historical accuracy, even if that's quite impossible, let's say, to achieve. These are the references that I use for my drawings. I have selected a few of the books from my library, and I would like to start from the general historical stuff. One book that I would like to share with you, it's what I would call the best thing, the best book of my 2020. This is my book of the year. Okay, now I have the bell. It's done. This is the book of my year. I love this. I really appreciate it. And this is the Costume History from Racinet, Auguste Racinet. This is we have to say a few things about this book. This was written in the 19th century, and we all know that that century was the century of idealization of history. So we have to remind, when using this book, that the book itself is historical. So you don't if you're looking for real historical sources, this is not the thing. This is an interpretation. However, it is a very good point where to start. So these are the Romans. So these are the Germanic people, the Gauls. And you see, it's also good for prop design. It also contains a lot of jewelry and weapons and a lot of other stuff. For example, I remember that from the 18th century it shows even furniture. And I'm finding it. Okay, this is a bit earlier, but however you can see that it contains even prop designs. This is the basis of most of my drawings. And if you want to start from somewhere, this is very useful, and I love it very much. It's colorful, it gives you an idea of what costumes may look like. I love it. The last general thing I'm going to show you, it's this book, which is actually quite new for me because it was gifted to me for Christmas, but I'm already loving it, and it is called The Grammar of Ornament. This book is fantastic. Just like the Racinet book, this one was written as well in the 19th century. So if you are looking again for real historical sources, this may not be the thing for you. But however, this is very good for patterns and ornaments. I'm showing you something from the inside. Okay, so for example, Greeks. You see, we have a lot of patterns and ornament from the ancient Greek world. And then we have Moresque, Turkish, Arabian, Byzantine, also Middle Ages, and Renaissance. So if you're looking for something to be inspired, this is very useful, and I'm using this a lot. Now let's talk a little bit about Middle Ages and Renaissance. So I take a lot of inspiration from, I don't know what's the English word for it? A magazine, that's the word, magazine. So
it's a magazine.
It's called Medioevo Dossier, and inside you can find a lot of pictures from that time. Okay, now I'm not finding them. This was Leonardo, yes. Okay, like this one. You see, it's very good even to read and to find inspiration. For example, this is one of my latest drawings I put on Instagram. You see, I got inspired by this one, which is a very famous chest. So it's useful both for people who want to read information about the Middle Ages, but also it is good for having a look at, and that's global, I'd say. Now I have two exhibition catalogs. This one is called Medioevo Europeo, so Middle Ages in Europe, and it's from Jacques Le Goff. You can find inside a lot of objects, so this is good for prop design. Okay, I'm not able to do this on camera. Okay, the sound is weird. I'm pretty sure this is good to show to you because I find a lot of inspiration from this one. And the most important thing, there is a portrait of myself inside. I'm just kidding. I'm showing this to you just to let you know that I used to have this picture as my profile image on WhatsApp for a long time. It's here. Okay, here I have it. So you see, Sam, that's me. That's me. You see, it's very similar to me, this one. You see, we're very look-alike. Okay, my camera had something wrong. It's actually not my camera. I was talking to you about this sun, which is of course Samsung, but I love that the Sam written there. This was stupid. I know that. Now we have a very important catalog, which I used even to write my thesis when I was at university. And my thesis was a biography of Giuliano de' Medici, which is the younger brother of Lorenzo il Magnifico, as you might know. This is called Le temps revient, il tempo si rinuova, which was the motto that Lorenzo used for a competition that he won, actually. We have even great pictures for the sport games and what's the English word for that? I'm so silly today. Not only today, every day actually. This concentrates on the games that were common during Lorenzo's reign, let's say that. We can find armors. We have this lovely sword, you see? So you can have a lot of references here if you are willing to draw some war-themed drawing. To draw a drawing. Okay, this is a good page, you see? So this book is gold. I love it so much. And I'm so fond of it because I used to read it and underlining it and living for it when I was doing my thesis. And now another historical period I'm very fond of, which is Rococo and 18th century. So the first thing I'm going to show you for this time period is a very specific thing, and this is not only, I'd say, not intended for people who like to draw, but for people who sew dresses. If you're interested to sew dresses, this is perfect. It contains sewing patterns, and this is so very specific. You see, it has measurements here, and also you see the plates for sewing. I know this is not for artists, but I bought it first because I wanted to see how the dresses actually work on the body, where the sewings are, so that I can draw outfits better. So this shows picture from the 17th century to the 19th century. And I have to say that I bought it even because I saw it in Bernadette Spanner's hands, and I follow her and I love her so much. And I guess I even saw it in me mom's hands. Whatever, I love costumers, and I think they're the best thing in the world. So Karolina Zebrowska is like my favorite person on the internet. I would follow her to the moon. Now I have two small books that I collected on a... I don't have words. Why is that? Kind of a marketplace, you know, but where are a lot of old books that nobody wants. I don't have the word for it. Probably I'm going to show the real word there. I use this for references, and this is called Barocchetto. And there is a lot of furniture inside, and it's very useful if you're willing to draw furniture. And then I have a smaller one. This is full of porcelain. Oh gosh, full of porcelain. And then at last I have one of my favorite Marie Antoinette's biographies, which is the one by Antonia Fraser, and it's this one in this edition. I love this one, and it's not a reference book, but I wanted to quote it because it has, you see, a compendium. It has a small gallery of images right in the middle. You can see the different color of pages. So this is a biography. It's a book, but in the middle there is this small gallery of images, and sometimes I use it for having some references. You see, this one is the contract of marriage, so I can see how she wrote. I can have portraits of her. I have a lot of references for her. However, this is the famous necklace. I hope you liked my review of these books, which is actually not a review. However, I wanted to share to you which are the reference books that I use for drawings. And let me know if you use something different. Let me know what you use. And Happy New Year!